It is the time of the year when the spirits of our ancestors are with us, Hingedeaeg. Most of them only visit us during the dark nights in October and November, but there are others who, for whatever reason, are stuck here on Earth, often returning to their homes or wandering aimlessly and causing trouble. These spirits, they are called Kodukäija, literally home visitor. They are dead, confused and hungry for attention. Across Estonia, they have many other names. On the islands they are called Külmking or Nook. In the west they are called Kääbas, Käpp or Varp. And in the north there's Mardus. Come closer if you dare and let's get to know them. Welcome to Metsalaul, a gathering place for creatures and characters from Estonian mythology, folktales and legend. Once upon a time, a girl named Mari died, and she was buried barefoot. Hingedeaeg, the time of spirits, arrived. Suddenly the weather was very cold, and the ground was firmly frozen. Her mother, while outside on a Thursday evening, heard two spirits talking. "We are waiting for this family's Mari as well. She can't catch up so quickly barefoot." The other replied, "Let's wait for her. How sad it is when upon leaving this world you are no longer given something to even cover your feet. Now there's frost. The poor child will ruin her feet on the frozen ground." Upon hearing this, the mother was very frightened. She regretted until her dying hour that she hadn't put stockings and shoes on her child's feet. Kodukäija is often malevolent towards the living. They are considered to be the so-called unclean dead, or people who departed life due to suicide, murder, or some tragic accident. Malevolence was also displayed by the dead whose last wishes were left unfulfilled, or when they were not treated with sufficient respect. The girl Mari from the story is probably going to become a Kodukäija, haunting her former home looking for shoes. Kodukäija can manifest as a person dressed in light-colored clothing, or as an animal or an object. Like other spirits, they are shapeshifters. Or they might not have a shape at all, and only manifest through noisy activities such as moving objects around or clattering. They are usually active from midnight until the first call of the rooster just before dawn. Their favorite days to haunt are Thursdays and Saturdays, or during the night of the full moon. Normally you would like to avoid these visits, but on the Day of the Spirits on November 2nd, the deceased relatives are invited for dinner. The head of the house has food prepared for the souls of the ancestors. The dishes are placed in an empty room. Late at night she illuminates the space and invites all the known dead relatives by name. At the end of the night, the spirits are asked to protect the fields and the livestock. Once the time of the spirits is over, they are thanked and asked to leave. Külmking, literally cold shoe, is distinguished from Kodukäija as it haunts the public spaces rather than its former home. This spirit is restless and malevolent and causes harm regardless of the time of the year. Külmking is the spirit of an exceptionally bad person. Some say they were so evil in life that they were turned away even from hell. Külmking brings with them diseases, curses and threats. When someone fell suddenly ill, it was said that Külmking had stepped on their footprints. Similarly, crossing the footprints of a Külmking is considered dangerous and deadly. In some stories, Külmking has morphed into a mythical beast, a terrifying horse with the head of a man. That's plausible, of course, as shapeshifters they can appear as anything. Most often, they would appear as a hovering light grey or dark blob, or with no shape at all. In any case, if you hear someone whistle late at night, or call your name in the dark forest, don't answer, it's probably Külmking. Wolves were considered to be the enemies of Kodukäija and Külmking. It's said that Külmking has to roam the land for its wicked deeds until a wolf has killed it 3 times and lightning has struck it 3 times. I guess there's hope for these wandering spirits after all. To wrap up this video, here's another short story of a Kodukäija called "The Moon Shines, the Corpse Rides." A widow sat at her spinning wheel one evening, thinking of her good late husband. Suddenly the door opens and the dead man steps inside. "Give me something to eat," he asks the woman. The woman brings pea soup and boiled eggs. The corpse begins to eat quickly, but takes the peas out of the soup, puts them on the table and cuts them in half with a knife, then eats the insides and leaves the pea shells behind. The eggs, however, he eats with the shells and all. The neighbor's children saw the man riding to the house next door, with a fine horse in front of the sleigh and a fancy harness round the horse's neck. The children run there, peek through the crack of the door and see this strange eating. They turn back home and tell others, "The uncle next door came home and is eating strange. He peels the peas and eats the eggs with the shell. He's no real person." The man, however, ate and hurried the woman to get dressed so they could leave. When the woman was dressed, they sat in the sleigh and rode away at full speed. The man then gives the woman a human's paw and says, "Eat it." The woman, however, puts the paw on the floor of the sleigh. The man says, "The moon shines, the corpse rides, my lovely dear precious, are you afraid?" The woman replies, "Why should I be afraid when my sweetheart is beside me?" The man shouts, "Paw, where are you?" "On the sleigh floor," the paw replies. "Why didn't you eat it?" the man asks. "I will still eat it," the woman replies. They ride on. The man says, "The moon shines, the corpse rides, my lovely dear precious, are you afraid?" The woman replies, "Why should I be afraid when my sweetheart is beside me?" The man shouts, "Paw, where are you?" "Under her ass," the paw replies. "Why did you put it there and not eat it?" the man says. "I will still eat it," the woman replies. They soon reach a tavern. The man stops the horse and goes in. The woman follows and peeks through the door to see what he's doing in there. She sees that the man is running around like a dog on all fours, under the tables and along the corners and chewing on bones. The woman hides the human paw under her clothes next to her heart. The man comes out. They sit in the sleigh again and speed on. The moon shines, the corpse rides, my lovely dear precious, are you afraid? Says the man. Why should I be afraid when my sweetheart is beside me? Says the woman. Paw, where are you? Shouts the man. Under her heart, the paw replies. The man thinks the woman has now eaten the paw. They speed on and arrive at the graveyard. The man starts digging a grave, and the woman stands on the edge of the pit. When the pit was so deep that the man could no longer see the edge, the woman took off her clothes and put them on the cross. She ran to the pastor's house and told him the whole story. The man reaches for the woman, but screams when grabbing the cross, "Ow, ow, it's hard!" and immediately rushes towards the pastor's house after the woman. There he shouts through the crack of the door, "Meow! Give mine to me!" The pastor takes the wedding ring off the woman's finger, puts it on a metal rod, heats the end of the rod and the ring in the fire, and then hands it to the man through the crack of the door. The man snatched the scalding ring and departed with such a great clatter and rumble that the doorposts and chimney tops of the pastor's house fell down. Thanks for joining me on this haunted ride through Estonian folklore, and make sure to honor your ancestors by lighting a candle and offering them food. If you enjoy these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe to the Metsalaul channel. Thank you and aitäh! See you next time!